Hello everybody and welcome back to the Everton FC 26 career mode. In this series, it is my goal to turn Merseyside blue and bring Everton back on top of English football, as well as putting them on top of European football also. And look at the start we have had to the season. 13 games in and we are in 4th place. The goal for us this season is to finish in the top half of the table and to win the FA Cup, and we are on track to do at least one of those things right now with our league performance. 7 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats, 17 scored, which is a little bit on the lower side, but the best defence in the league with only 10 conceded. Now, we have been playing on legendary difficulty, and I did say that I always like to start on that difficulty, and when I feel like I'm getting used to the game, we'll bring it up to ultimate. So I'm going to see how this episode goes. We have 2 very big games today against both Chelsea and second place Arsenal. So if I find that we're getting on a bit too easy in those games, then I will up it to ultimate difficulty. But we do have a few highlights to get into as well before those games, and also let me update you on the Youth Academy as well. So what we're doing with the Youth Academy in this career mode is something similar to what we did in the Manchester United series last year, where I'm basing it off of players that have played for Everton in the past. Not necessarily players who came up through the academy, but players who made their mark whilst playing for the Toffees. So the first player we'll be looking for is a Scottish striker, just like Big Duncan Ferguson, an American goalkeeper like Tim Howard, and an Australian cam just like Tim Cahill. So I'll keep you updated on the Youth Academy. We've got some decent players in there at the moment, so let's hope we can get some more from these 3 countries. So we kick things off in this episode with an away fixture against Bournemouth, and Tierno Barry has kept up his fantastic form here by giving us a 1-0 lead with what's becoming a trademark left-footed finish for him, despite the fact he's a right-footed player. He scored a very similar goal against Liverpool, he got a pretty decent one with his left foot against Sunderland as well, and now he's done it here against Bournemouth. Rooney getting the assist as well, so great to see that duo still as deadly as ever, and that did give us the 1-0 lead. And speaking of Rooney, if this does not remind you of his dad, then I don't know what will. Look at this for a strike. Absolutely brilliant from Kai Rooney right into that top corner in front of the away fans as well, and that doubled our advantage just under 20 minutes into the game. And I thought after this could be any scoreline. I really did think we were going to bang in the goals left, right and centre after that. It wasn't to be. For some reason they're not showing Bournemouth's goal here. Let me back out of this for a second and go back into it. That normally fixes things. Yes, it does. Bournemouth got a pretty good goal here themselves. I mean, Jordan Pickford, there was very little he could do about this. Initially, when they took that shot, I thought it was going wide, but it's an absolute perler, in fairness, right into the top corner. I mean, if I have to be unbiased, I actually think that one was a little bit better than Rooney's goal, but thankfully in the end it was just a consolation, and we do pick up the 3 points here at the Vitality Stadium. EA, you honestly need to get your crap together. Oh, this is so frustrating. It's the second time it's happened in the series. Not necessarily frustrating that we drew at Nottingham Forest, but the fact that when I go to show you the highlights here, we get a lovely view here of the sky with some production equipment there, but it doesn't actually show you the goals or any of the big chances. But as you can see here from the left-hand side, Tyler Dibbling did give us a 1-0 lead. I really wish I could show you this opportunity because Seamus Coleman came so close to scoring a brilliant solo goal. It just went wide. And then with 3 minutes to go, Chris Wood did score a penalty to rescue a point for Nottingham Forest. And as frustrating as it is to concede a late equaliser, it's more frustrating that I can't show you the goals themselves. EA, please do better. But now it's time for the first full game of the episode, and it's a big one, travelling away from home to Stamford Bridge to take on Chelsea, who aren't having the best season at the moment. They're down in 9th position, 4 places below us. We did drop down to 5th after that draw against Nottingham Forest. And you know what? Chelsea, not having a great season in real life either, and I feel like it's going slightly under the radar. Listen, it's very early days. They do have a very good team. Of course they can turn it around, especially with players like that. Cole Palmer there, João Pedro, Gittins, Casado's there, or Casido, however you say it, Reece James at right back. They've got a very good squad. But yeah, things haven't kicked into gear as much as I think they would have hoped. But Kai Rooney there, player to watch, 7 goals so far this season. I think 2 behind Barry, if memory is serving me correctly. So let's hope that duo can keep their great form up here today. We kick things off here. I won't lie, I'm not a big fan of this Everton away kit. It's not one of my favourite alternate kits that I've used in career mode. But look, it is what it is. We won't focus on it too much. And hey, listen, if we get a win in it, then it's fine by me. We've already gotten one win in it today as well against Bournemouth. So it does have a bit of luck attached. I love the third kit though that Everton have, but it would have clashed quite heavily with Chelsea's home kit, as would the Everton home kit as well. So this is what we're playing in. But look, it doesn't matter. Let's just try and get this win. Here's Jack Grealish, who has been playing a lot better recently. Since that game at Old Trafford, he's been absolutely fantastic. So hopefully he can keep that up as well. But here's Tierno Barry into Rooney. Ah, good block there by the defender. And I'm kind of using this game and the Arsenal game as kind of tests to see, is it time to move up to Ultimate? I feel like I've gotten quite comfortable with Legendary, and I don't want this to get too easy. So we will see how this game goes, and we'll make the decision after that. And the Arsenal game as well, I should say. But a great tackle there by Jake O'Brien. Bit of a risky ball there to Mikalenko, but thankfully it worked out. Here's Jack Grealish now. Oh, who gets intercepted there by Santos, who of course we had in the Celtic career mode last year. But we regain possession now. Not as many chances created in FC26 as there was in FC25 from either team, ourselves or the opposition. Something very, very noticeable. Let's see if we can create our first big opportunity here. Patterson, can Barry win that header? No, he can't. Eric Bunham chasing Santos down here. Again, Garner will be gone very, very soon. So I want to give Eric Bunham as much game time as possible. And at the end of this episode, I will show you my shortlist for the positions I think we need to strengthen, which would be both the full-back positions, maybe a backup centre-back, but definitely a central attacking, or excuse me, a central defensive midfielder, since James Garner is leaving. So I'll show you the players that we have in the shortlist, and please, lads, feel free to suggest some players in the comments below. I would be very interested to hear what you have to say. As we give away the ball here again, we're definitely a second half team in this career mode. Especially in the full games. I find that's when we really start to come alive. But Chelsea now on the attack. Here's Gittins. Oh, Patterson. I probably switched him a bit too soon. Oh, and it's a good finish there by Gittins. Chelsea take the lead just before the half-an-hour mark. Oh, it's a good finish. I switched to Patterson, and he seemed to run away from Jamie Gittins there. And it allowed him to go through and score a decent finish as well. Let's see this again. I mean, it is a good goal. It really is. Didn't have anybody to work with in the middle, so he went on his own. Pickford gets nowhere near it. And the Rem boys take the lead just before the half-hour mark. And it's kind of against the run of play, I would say. I feel like we were the stronger team. But again, we're just not creating enough opportunities. And it's come back to bite us here, as we have conceded the first goal. But look, a long way to go. No need to panic. As Eric Bunham plays it into NDI. Come on, can we whip in this ball here? Oh, we can. Barry. Oh, good header, or good punch away, I should say, by Sanchez. And I think it was Eric Bunham who won the header. Yes, it was. But Sanchez saves it. You know what? I'm going to put Grealish on this corner. I find sometimes right footers are a bit better at swinging in the ball than left footers. And that's very close to Jake O'Brien there. Just gets cleared away. Rooney, can he do it again? Can he do it again? Rooney! Oh, good block. Good block there by the defence. Rooney not able to repeat the effort that he had against Bournemouth. Oh, Chelsea win it back again. With Santos. Grealish chasing him down. But they hold on to it, Chelsea. Let's try and stop them from getting this second goal. If we go into the halftime break 1-0 down, it's not ideal, but it's still there to be rescued. But 2-0, well, that would be a different story. And they're passing it around so cleanly here, Chelsea. I can't get anywhere near them. O'Brien is massively out of position. Eric Bunham having to track back here, and he does really well. Gives it back to Jordan Pickford, who'll clear that away. Oh, and NDI then just gives it right back to Chelsea. He must have mistaken the Chelsea blue for Everton blue. I think that was Palmer with the strike there. Or maybe it wasn't, actually. Who's number 20 for Chelsea? Whoever it was. They very nearly scored there. João Pedro is actually who it was. Oh my god. Oh my god. We got away with one there. What the hell was I doing there passing that ball back? Chelsea 1-0 up here at half time. It was initially against the run of play, but the more we went on in that half, the better they got. All to play for here in the second half, but we are a goal behind. I am going to make a sub here at half-time though. Tyler Dibbling is going to come on for NDI. He was really good in the Bournemouth game. He did get the goal as well in the last fixture against Forest off the bench. So let's see if he can make a difference here at Stamford Bridge. We are 1 goal behind. We're down but we're not out. Let's stop Chelsea from getting this early opportunity. And Tyler Dibbling already making a big impact there by getting possession off of them straight away. Lovely stuff. But here's Jack Grealish now. Come on, Jack. Keep up your great form. You've finally started to bring your real-life form into this series. And hopefully, he can do that by getting some goals and assists. Tyler Dibbling offside there. And Chelsea get the free kick. They have updated Stamford Bridge this year. It definitely looks a little bit closer to what it does in real life. It did look a little bit outdated in previous games. And I know it's not any major changes, but even the small differences make it look a little bit more true to life. Oh, as Chelsea nearly take a 2-0 lead there. Palmer trying to beat his England teammate Jordan Pickford. But a great save there by the keeper. But it is a corner kick for the blue team in London. But that's a terrible corner kick and it goes right out for a goal kick. Hey, I won't complain. I will not complain about that. We'll take it short though. There's Patterson back over to Dibbling. Come on, lad. Rooney, make that run. Make that run, Rooney. Can he get there? Just doesn't have the pace. Still working on the pace for young Kai Rooney. His dad wasn't always the quickest player at times, but he didn't need to be. But unfortunately, Kai was unable to get on the end of that. I feel like when Chelsea start passing it around, it's like bloody prime Barcelona. It's so hard to get the ball off them. Here's Palmer now. Can't get anywhere near him. What a strike that is. Thankfully, it's over the bar. If this was Gaelic football, the white flag would be raised. But no, this is proper football. I may be Irish, but I am far from a Gaelic football fan. That literally has nothing to do with the conversation, but whatever. You can tell I'm getting a little bit nervous about this result. Here's Jack Grealish, former Irishman. If you know, you know. Can he whip in a good ball here? Oh, yes, he can. Rooney just didn't have the strength to outmuscle the defender. Robert Sanchez there manages to clear it away, but it was very, very close to our attacker. We have it back again here though. Here's Grealish. Oh, Enzo Fernandez winning it back. As you can see there, it's Arsenal up next, so the games don't get much easier. Gittins. Oh, thank goodness me, he doesn't have a left foot, even though he did score with his left foot in the first half, as Fernandez picks up a yellow card there. I'm not sure what it was for. And they're not going to show me. Okay, fair. Right, 20 minutes left. I might make another change here. I might bring on Alcaraz for Dewsbury Hall. He does get a -3, but it's not a big deal. Garner, why not? Grealish is a bit knackered, but I'll keep him on for now. But I do think we need some fresh legs. Get some energy into this team. Here's Mikalenko. Thankfully, he hasn't asked for any more personal days after missing the game against Man City a couple of episodes ago. The first major unexpected event that we've had. That's going to go off for a corner. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Dibbling. Go on. I was going to switch back over to a right footer, but we'll just keep it with Tyler Dibbling this time. What can he do here? It's towards Barry. And now Rooney. That's not where I wanted the ball to go. We get another corner. I feel like every time I try to aim a pass, it goes in the complete opposite direction of where I want it to go. Okay, I think this one suits a left footer a bit more. Dibbling's quite far down the list though in terms of corner takers. Let's just stick with Grealish then. Can he find the head of the Irish slabhead Jake O'Brien? He doesn't. It was Barry. Robert Sanchez makes the save and they avoid the corner. Oh, it would have been a great time to equalise. Branthwaite gives it away to Cole Palmer as well. We're running out of time here. Gittins, the goal scorer, up against Patterson. Oh, and he gets the best of Patterson as well. I like him, Patterson, but we definitely need to get another right back in the January transfer window. I think we need a starting right back and a backup left back. Because Mikalenko I actually quite like on that side. Eventually we probably will have to upgrade on him, but for now I'd be happy just to get a rotational option. As Chelsea start passing it around here again. Oh, I nearly took him out there. It's Cole Palmer. It's a brilliant save again by Jordan Pickford. He's keeping us in this game. They're making 2 changes. Santos and Gittins come off. Garnacho and Gustu come on. Please don't let Garnacho score. Oh, you know what? Any other Chelsea player but Garnacho. Come on, Pickford. Rolls that out. Here's Alcaraz. I can see Barry making the run. I was going to play him in, but I waited too long. And we end up losing it again. My decision making badly needs to improve. But it's looking less and less likely we're going to get this equaliser. Brilliant tackle by Jake O'Brien. But it is going to be a corner for Chelsea. We have to get this back and try and hit them on the break. Oh, I thought that was in. I thought that had gone in. Oh, we get away with that one. Right. I'm going to bring on Asnu for Mikalenko just to get a bit more pace. Grealish has to come off. We'll bring on Rule and put Alcaraz out on the left. Come on. Play it out from the back. Not a fan of this in real life, but I feel like we're better off doing that in this game. But then we end up losing it again. It looks like Chelsea are going to get the victory here. 3 added minutes. But they're going to keep it up this end of the pitch. Cole Palmer looking like he's trying to play it into the corner. It's a great interception by Branthwaite. He clears it away. Can Rooney win that header? He can. But it goes right back to a Chelsea player. Garnacho now. Good tackle. But it looks like we're going to run out of time. And it is a defeat here at Stamford Bridge. Despite the fact Chelsea have had a slow start to the season, they do end up getting the 3 points here. Maresca shaking hands with Joe Turrell there. What is going on with my jacket? Oh, EA. You never cease to amaze me. You really don't. But it's defeat here. Gittins with the only goal of the game. And for now, it looks like we will be sticking with Legendary. At least let's stick with it for the Arsenal game. And then we'll address it after that. Oh, you know what, lads? Screw it. Go big or go home. Let's turn up the difficulty to Ultimate for the very first time this year. Even though we lost that game against Chelsea, I do feel like for a good chunk of that game, we were the better team. And I really do want to experience what Ultimate difficulty is like this year. It's a very tough test. Arsenal do travel to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. They're not too far ahead of us in the league, which makes it even more of a big game. And yeah, as I say, let's just experience Ultimate for the first time and just rip off that band-aid in one of the toughest games of the season. So without further ado, let's go on and take on the Gunners. I won't lie, I'm slightly nervous about this game. It's already a big fixture taking on Arsenal, but the fact that they're so close to us in the Premier League table, they're in 5th, we're in 7th. I think they're only 2 points ahead of us, if memory serves me correctly. But the fact that this is the first game on the highest difficulty, yeah, I might have just made this a little bit more difficult than I needed to make it. But listen, I'm here for the challenge. There's Victor Gyökeres, the new signing from Sporting, playing up front now for Arsenal. He's going to be an absolute nightmare to come up against. We, of course, used him in the Celtic series as well last year. He actually scored against Arsenal in the Champions League final, which was quite interesting. And he kicks things off here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Ultimate difficulty for the very first time. Let's be having ya. Arsenal immediately on the attack here. I can already feel a bit of a difference, and we're barely a few seconds into this game. Here's Christian Nargo. If you know, you know. Why does he sound Scottish in that video? It's so weird. There's Trossard getting the best of Patterson, Calafiori, Odegaard. Yeah, this is already a lot more difficult, lads. Oh, Patterson, what are you doing? Oh, thankfully, the shot from Gyökeres wasn't great. Right into the arms of Jordan Pickford. Here's Jack Grealish now. Into Barry. Loses it to Odegaard. And now Norgard again. I'm going to have to be laser focused in this fixture, because it just feels so much quicker already. It really does. I can only imagine what it's going to be like when they get a proper shot off, which they might get here. Timber out to Odegaard. Kai Havertz into Victor Gyökeres. Let's try and keep him as quiet as possible. Patterson can't get it back. Havertz again. Saka. They're just passing it around non-stop, but a good interception there by Jake O'Brien. I don't know how much he knew about it, but it doesn't matter. Here's Barry now. Oh, good cut back to Jack Grealish. Can we whip it in for Rooney? Ah, well, I tell you what, Rooney for Everton against Arsenal is a familiar sentence. Can we repeat history here in this game? Well, not at the moment, because Trossard is absolutely outpacing Patterson there like there's no tomorrow. Thankfully, the header is quite weak, though, and Pickford will pick that up, no problem. Barry looking to play in Rooney. Yeah, I need to slow it down a small bit. They're moving so quickly. I think if I can slow the game down and frustrate them a little bit, it might make a bit of a difference. Gyökeres, though, into Saka. Oh, interesting strike. It does go up for a corner. Pickford made the save. And Saka will come over and take the set piece now. Oh, that was in towards Saliba, I think that was, or Gabriel, one of the two. NDI on the break now. Who, again, haven't been the biggest fan of him. I kind of want to use him up front in a game soon. I don't know, will that position suit him a bit better? I just don't think he's very suited to being out on the right. So that might be something we have to look into. But it's back with Arsenal here now again. Gyökeres up against O'Brien, who completely takes him out. That's going to be a card. It's a booking, right? That is a booking. I can accept taking a yellow here. If I see red... Okay, thank God. If Jake O'Brien saw red, I was going to see red. It's definitely a foul. It's definitely a yellow card. And Arsenal now have an opportunity to whip this ball in. Bloody hell. They didn't take their time too much there. Whipped it in as quickly as they could. Could that come back to bite them, though? Dewsbury Hall into Rooney. Back over to Dewsbury Hall. Come on. Cut it back. Rooney. Rooney! Blocked! Oh, what a chance. What a chance to take the lead against the run of play. It would have been the opposite of the Chelsea game. NDI getting outworked there, though, by Calafiori. They've got such a strong team, Arsenal. They're a very fun team to use in career mode as well. I'm sure that they're a very popular team to be using in career mode. Shout out to MGH and Jared HD, both doing Arsenal career modes. Great interception there by Patterson. The first career mode I ever watched on YouTube, the first career mode series, was MGH's Arsenal FIFA 13 career mode. So even though I'm very far from being an Arsenal fan in real life, I'll always have a soft spot for them in career mode for that reason. But in real life, absolutely hate them. Oh, NDI! Oh, what a chance! It was a well-worked move there. But again, before we can have the shot, they end up blocking it, I should say. Oh, we get the throw in. Thought that was for Arsenal. NDI into Irigbunam. You can see Barry in the middle. He finds him as well. But no power at all behind that header. Don't know how much added time there's going to be. I can't imagine there's going to be much. Will Arsenal have time to go on and attack? They might do. Only one added minute. It's now or never for them. Let's try and keep them out here. Timber. Outpacing Mikalenko. Cuts it back. Martin Odegaard. Oh no, Odegaard! Oh, we couldn't keep them out. Right at the end of the half, the Arsenal skipper gives them the lead. He's going to go over and celebrate with Lego Man. Only his third league goal of the season. Well, at least it's not his first. If you know, you know. But Arsenal do take the lead right before the half-time whistle was about to blow. They didn't have much time to go up the other end and score. They only needed one opportunity, and they took it. And we will be 1-0 down going into the second half. I'm not going to make any changes at the halftime break. I was tempted to try NDI up front, but I don't really want to take off Barry or Rooney just yet. So it's as you were. Listen, for our first 45 minutes playing in ultimate difficulty, I don't think it was the worst first half, but definitely not the best first half either. Can we start in the front foot here in the second half? We nearly do, but Arsenal get it back relatively easily. Yeah, if they get a second goal, it's going to be extremely difficult for us to get back into this. Almost more difficult than me attempting to speak English. Bloody hell. We do have Burnley up next after this. I might give that one a quick sim. I haven't actually quick simmed a game yet in the Premier League this season, so let's see how that goes. Although I did see recently they did beat Newcastle, who are top of the league, away from home, 3-2. I think that was the same weekend we beat Bournemouth. So they do have a big result in them. Burnley. Here's Grealish now. Eric Bunham, we're just so unable to break through them until now, and we have done! It's Eric Bunham! Oh, it's an unlikely source. I didn't think we were even going to get the shot off there for a second, but he gets his second Premier League goal of the season. And my jacket is glitching out again. I don't know if you saw that, but the Everton crest is on my elbow for some reason. I mean, some people would say they wear their heart in their sleeve. I wear the Everton badge on mine. But anyways, Eric Bunham, a man who we've been giving a lot more game time to as of late, with a good strike there. David Raya could do nothing about it. And we do equalise here against the Gunners. Get in there. I didn't think we were even going to get the shot off there, to be honest. I'd half given up on the opportunity. And then we went and did that. Good tackle there by Dewsbury Hall. Playing with a bit more intensity now. Come on, I'm loving this. Let's stop them from going in front straight away, though. Here's Gyökeres into Saka. Oh, Mikalenko. Can't get there. Please get there, Jordan Pickford. Good man. Good man. Right, we don't need to rush just yet. This is still a decent result. I would take this, but obviously if we can get the win, it'll be even better. God, I sound like Michael Owen there. Well, obviously a win's better than a draw, isn't it? Yeah, thanks, obvious Owen. But anyways, here's Patterson. That's a good ball in towards Barry. Just hasn't been able to win those headers as of late. And Arsenal have it back now. Go on, take him out. Oh, okay. Oh, crap. Crap, I switched player at the wrong time there. But Jake O'Brien is able to track back somewhat. Interesting ball in, but thankfully goes out for a goal kick. You know what? Barry isn't having his best game, so I am going to try NDI up front. He's a bit tired, but look, whatever. We can always just rest him in the next game. Let's bring on Tyler Dibbling, who has been in good form, and Alcaraz can come on as well for Kieran and Dewsbury Hall. I think it is a good opportunity to make changes now. I might need to look at the training plans, though, because I find a lot of these players are getting very tired. Some of them, to be fair, don't have the best rating in their stamina. So I know that's obviously going to contribute as well. But I still find they're getting a bit more tired than I would like. And a lot more tired than they probably should be for professional footballers. Especially professional footballers in their prime. But anyways, Arsenal have it back here again. Gyökeres out over to Saka, who nearly kept that in, but it goes out for the throw in. Let's try and take this quickly. Lovely stuff. Here's the goal scorer, Eric Bunham. Into Iliman Ndiaye. Rooney making that run. So is Alcaraz. That's not where I wanted the ball to go. I was not aiming for Jack Grealish there. Oh, I'll tell you what, I have a little bit of a sore throat, lads. It probably was obvious with how I was speaking for most of this episode. But if I didn't have that, I would have been roaring at him there. Arsenal have it back again. And we intercept again. And we nearly gave it away again. Bloody hell. Okay, Mikalenko does well to retain possession there. Here's Tyler Dibbling. Go on, lad. Make the run. Make the run. No, right into Calafiori. Have to be careful now with Jake O'Brien being on a yellow card. But he's going to have to get stuck in here. It's a good block, but it ends up at the feet of Bukayo Saka. Odegaard. Marino. Odegaard. Good save, Pickford. I have a feeling, lads, if we didn't have Jordan Pickford between the sticks, we'd probably be a little bit lower down the table than what we actually are, because we're not scoring an awful lot of goals. But I tell you what, Pickford has made quite a few saves in this series, and big saves as well, as Saliba heads that one over the bar. I think I might look at making some more changes, though. Grealish is absolutely knackered. Rule can come on. Eric Bunham I probably should take off as well. Garner can come on for one of his final appearances. And Asnu can come on for Mikalenko. Get some fresh legs on here for the final 6 minutes or so. You know what, I'm going to take this goal kick long. Why not? In towards Rooney. But again, Arsenal get it back. O'Brien wins the header. 4 minutes to go here plus stoppage time. It's now or never. It really is. Rooney, please win that. He's coming up against a giant like Saliba and Gabriel. It's not easy to win those headers. I do have to keep that in mind. NDI though, back out to Patterson. Let's try and work this one into the middle. Rooney! Rooney! Oh my god, it was nearly 2002 all over again. Oh, so unlucky. We nearly repeated history there. Oh, Nkapie comes on for Arsenal. They're going a bit more defensive. Are they going for the draw here? Yeah, they've taken off a midfielder to bring on a defender. Interesting decision. But it looks like it is going to finish all square here. Listen, for a first attempt at ultimate difficulty, I don't think it's gone too bad. Oh god, okay, the referee's decided to play on here. Please, please don't lose it like this. Thank goodness me. It is 1-1 here between the Toffees and the Gunners. Rooney came so close to winning it by taking a page out of his father's book, but it just missed the target. And it ends all square here between two teams who are just outside the Champions League places. You know what, for the first time in this series, I am going to quick sim a game in the Premier League. It's away from home against Burnley, who are in 19th place. But as I mentioned earlier, they did actually beat Newcastle away from home recently. So it may not be as straightforward as I might think. But let's give it a quick sim, see how we get on. Can we get the 3 points? Yes, we can. Alcaraz there on the score sheet. Kai Rooney getting a brace as well. The first quick sim game thankfully ends with no injuries and a victory. Lovely stuff. And for the second time in this episode, we come up against Nottingham Forest. And also for the second time, we end up drawing with them. 0-0 this time. Literally not a single highlight to show you. Very, very boring. So let's just move on and get on with some transfer business. But we have now reached January 1st, and that does mean that James Garner is no longer an Everton player. He has joined Marseille for £9.2 million, and apparently Newcastle are already interested in bringing him back to the Premier League. Bloody hell, he gets around quite a lot, doesn't he, young James Garner? But listen, the most important thing is that he is no longer an Everton player, but we do have some money to spend in order to replace him. Tyre, of course, we already spoke about the fact that we accepted an offer for him, 1.1 million for him to go off to Portugal. And here we have 3 youth academy players that I did call up to the squad there recently, and I did put them all up for loan. So Skinner has gone out to Cadiz, interest shown by New York FC. What's going on with it? That must be a glitch. How can they be interested in a loan player? It's so weird. But anyways, he's gone out to the Spanish League. Hobson has gone out to Southampton, the young goalkeeper. 65 rated at the moment with a decent value, so hopefully that will shoot up. And Tommy Beard, with a great name, has gone out to the French League to play for Paris FC. So who knows, we might be seeing Beard come up against James Garner over there. But let's see how much money we have to spend, and let's look at some of the options I currently have in the shortlist that I would like to bring into the team. So we have 33 million that we can spend here in this January transfer window. I think that's more than enough to improve this team, especially in the positions that I would like to update. So if we have a look at the team sheet here and go into team management, we definitely need to get another CDM. I really like Eric Bunham, but Gay there on the bench is retiring. He's not one of my favourite players to use in this career mode, let's just say. I've barely used him at all, to be honest, and he is quite slow, so I don't really think I want them to be my only 2 CDM options. So that is something I feel like we need to improve on. We definitely need to get a backup left back. I like Asnu, but I might actually loan him out for the rest of the season and bring in somebody to rotate around with Mikalenko. And Patterson, he's decent, but I would like to get a right back who is slightly higher rated, because I just think at this stage of his career, Patterson's much better off being a backup player. I think we could do with another centre-back as well. O'Brien and Branthwaite have come up with a very good partnership there. Tarkovsky's a decent backup centre-back, but Michael Keane, to be honest, I'd be open to selling and bringing in a different player who's a bit higher rated, a bit younger, to have as another option there at centre-back. So let's go over to the shortlist and see some of the players that we have on there. So this is how my shortlist is looking at the moment. Now please keep in mind, not all of these players are targets for the January transfer window. Some of them are more long-term targets, so keep that in mind when you see 1 or 2 of these names. But in terms of the players I'm looking at right now, for a right back, we have looked at a few players in the Belgian league. That is one of the leagues we picked for the deeper simulation, so I just thought it made sense to scout in that league. So for a right back, we have this guy here, Zakaria. I'm going to mispronounce his second name, El Ouadi. I'm just going to call him Zakaria for now. Looks like a pretty decent player, 77 rated, 3 ratings higher than Patterson, who will become the backup right back. And again, it's from a different league. He's a player I've never used, so he's somebody I'm kind of leaning towards signing in terms of the right back position. I'm going to skip this guy for a second because I'm actually looking at him more as a left back than a right back. Here are some of the more longer term options like Arnaud Martinez from Girona. Probably not within our price, or it's not our price range, our budget I should say at the moment. He's worth 24.5 million, but we definitely have to pay a good bit more for him, and that would mean we'd have no money left over to sign players in other positions. So he's more of a long-term target. Same with Jean-Michel Aramburu. Again, probably mispronouncing that, but 23 million would probably be closer to 30 million, so I'll probably kind of leave him alone for now and focus on him probably in a different transfer window. Aaron Hickey was an option, 75 rated though, only 1 rating higher than Patterson. He is quite cheap though at 6.5 million, but to be honest with you, I don't really think I'd want to get him right now. Again, we don't know any of the players' ratings from the get-go in this save. We are scouting each player, so I'll remove Aaron Hickey from the shortlist for now. And then we have Nico Williams here, who despite the fact that he's down as a left back, of course I would be looking to play him more as a right back with him being right-footed. But I had a bit of a brain fart here because I completely forgot as I shortlisted him that he's actually an ex-Liverpool player, and maybe it would be a bit too on the nose to sign somebody who did play for our rivals. But at the same time, he might want to prove a point by coming back to Merseyside and proving the doubters wrong. But again, I would understand if people really weren't that eager for me to sign Nico Williams for that reason, but I'll keep him on the shortlist for now, and do let me know in the comments if you think it would be a signing worth making. Carreras, again for a left back, he's somebody I'd be looking at way down the line, but I just said I'd get him into the shortlist here now, the former Manchester United and Benfica man. Then we have Archie Gray, who, despite the fact is down as a CDM, I did a Spurs career mode in my own time last year, not on the channel, and he was such a good player at right back anytime I played him in that position. I like how he's versatile as well, CDM, centre back, right mid and right back. For that reason alone, I think he would be a worthy investment, and he is only 19 years old. Decent stats, quite tall as well at 6'2", so I'm definitely very interested in bringing him into the club. Then when we move on to the CDM position itself, Adam Wharton is definitely somebody who is more of a future option, but we have scouted a few players here, and they're all quite tempting, to be honest with you. We have Adem Zorgan here. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that one right. It's a little bit easier to pronounce. 25 years old, again from the Belgian league, 13.5 million, quite well rounded. He's already an improvement on James Garner as well, at a 78 rating, so he could be somebody that we look at. Samu Costa, probably not going to go for him right now. 25 million, definitely going to be closer to the 32 or 33 million mark, so I'll actually remove him from the shortlist because we just won't have the funds, and at that rating, I don't really think he would be a future signing. I kind of want to look at these players as people I want to sign right now. We have Santiago Heze here from Olympiacos. Again, 19.5 million, a little bit more affordable, 79 rated, decent stats as well. 6 foot tall too, so quite a presence there in the midfield. And then we have Yassine Adli, who was one of my favourite players to use back in FIFA 19 and FIFA 20, now playing his football in the Saudi League, earning that blood money, although I would say he's being slightly ripped off at just 28.5 thousand a week. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to be getting that every week, but for a Saudi team, it's not that much, so maybe we rescue him from Saudi obscurity and bring him back to Europe and try and revive his career. He's still only 25 years old, still has a relatively decent potential, and who knows, he might be able to exceed it as well with the dynamic player potential. So yeah, Adley would definitely be somebody I would be very interested in bringing into the team. Kobe Mainu is somebody, again, who's more of a future signing. He can play in CDM though, although I would look at him as more of an attacking player, but he is definitely somebody I do have my eye on to bring into the squad down the line. Having a bit of a up and down time at Old Trafford at the moment, so maybe we can bring him back to, or bring him over to the Hill Dickinson Stadium, I should say, and try and get that career going once again. We do have a couple of centre-back options here as well. Montez and Jesus were 2 free agent options. I don't want to sign too many free agents just because I feel like it's slightly cheating, but 1 or 2 I wouldn't mind. I'd probably slightly lean more towards Jesus because he's another left-footed option like Jared Branthwaite. He's younger, bit more of an upside to him, so I think he'd be more of the he'd be the more appealing option between him and Montez. If we wanted to spend money on somebody though, we have Ismail Decore here from Strasbourg in the French League, 9.5 million, and looks like he has quite a decent upside to him as well. And then we have this player here who I mentioned earlier, Joaquin Says from Club Brugge. Says he's a right back, but of course, with him being left-footed, I'd rather have him as a left back, and I think he could be quite a decent backup option for Mikalenko. But lads, the reason I'm showing you these options here is not just to show you who I would like to sign. I would love to hear from you who you think I should sign. As I say, the positions we're mainly looking at are both full-back positions, centre-backs, and a CDM as well. So if there's anybody that you think I should be signing who's not in this list, please do let me know. Oh, okay, the plot thickens. We've had one of our players recalled by Freiburg, Mirlin Rühl, who I'd only played really off the bench. Okay, the plot thickens once again. We may have to look at another attacking midfielder, as Mirlin Rühl has been called back by Freiburg. We were only kind of playing him off the bench, and even then we weren't bringing him on in every game, so they have decided to call him back. That is a little bit frustrating. I did keep forgetting that he was only loaned in, so we may have to look at another attacking midfielder as well. But once again, lads, please let me know some of the options I should be looking at, and I will gladly look into that and get a replacement for the German attacking midfielder. But here we are now, lads. The final episode of the week is coming to an end. Let's have a quick look at the Premier League table here at the halfway point, and let's also look at who we got in the third round of the FA Cup. So after 19 games here in the Premier League, we are in 6th position, only 5 points outside of the top 4. That is absolutely incredible. Only 24 goals scored, which, look, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. But what is amazing, and definitely not terrible, is the fact that we still have the best defence in the league. Only 15 goals conceded. That is absolutely incredible. And that is in large part to Jordan Pickford's fantastic performances. So very, very happy to see that our defensive record is still intact here at the halfway point of the season. It is only going to get more difficult from here on out though, lads, because I have permanently changed the difficulty to Ultimate. I feel like we've gotten the hang of Legendary, we've reaped the rewards of getting the hang of that difficulty, and it's time to make it more of a challenge by permanently putting it to Ultimate. The Arsenal game was a decent test with that difficulty, but I guarantee you, lads, there are going to be some bloody infuriating games coming up next week as we play on the highest difficulty in the game, and we'll really live up to the channel slogan once again, which is never a dull moment. But let's have a look now as well at who we got in the FA Cup. In the third round of the FA Cup, we do get a home draw, and it is against a fellow Premier League side in West Ham United. Of course, the goal in the Premier League this season is to finish in the top half of the table, and we're definitely on course to do that. And I also want to end Everton's 30-year trophy drought and win the trophy they most recently won back in 1995, the FA Cup. So not the easiest game to get here against West Ham, but definitely not the toughest game. So hopefully we can get the victory here and hopefully go all the way to Wembley and win that trophy. But lads, that will do it for the final episode of the week here in the Everton FC 26 career mode. Thank you all so much for the support on the series so far, lads. The subscriber number has gone up a considerable amount since the preview episode. I really, really do appreciate that, and I really hope you are enjoying it. Please make sure to leave in the comments below which players you think I should be signing in the January transfer window. And just to let you all know as well, next week we're back to the usual upload schedule of Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. UK and Irish time. Once again though, lads, a big thank you to everybody who has tuned into this series so far. If you did enjoy this episode, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel as well. We are on the road to 700 subscribers. I would love to hit that before the end of this series. Have a great weekend, lads, and I will talk to you all on Monday for the next episode of the Everton FC 26 career mode. Take care.